Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Bushcraft Dave. I'm out and about. I'm in Crowdycote. You may have seen on last week's video the tent that I was using. It's still just sat here. It is drizzling, it is quite wet, so I'm going to crack on and I'm going to tell you about a load of Temu stuff that I bought. So obviously I use Trangias and I absolutely love them. I've got the Trangia Mini, the Trangia 27, the Trangia 28. I love them, okay, I absolutely love them to bits. But I thought to myself, maybe the Trangia is a little bit out of somebody's price bracket of what you could buy. So like, for example, the base model, that's the fuel burner, so it's not a gas burner, Trangia 27, about at the minute, the 27.1, it's about 67 quid. And that's really good value for money, but I'd seen Go Outdoors and various other things, Amazon, whatever. I'd seen loads of different other cook systems and I thought to myself, okay, let's try one of these, let's see if it's any good. So I bought one. I don't know whether it is any good, but I bought a few other bits with it as well. I've got a bit of paper that's very wet now because it's raining, but let me tell you what I ended up buying and how much everything costs. So the first thing I got is a foam sit pad, because I thought to myself, if I'm going to do it as like you're buying a whole cook system, let's go for the whole cook system. Let's think you're out hiking, what you're going to need to be able to cook and eat and be fine. And so one of the things that's really useful is one of these sit pads. So just a bit of foam. I'm sat on a picnic bench at the minute, but it's chucking it down with rain, so that's definitely going under my butt. Now that foam sit mat, it's not a particular brand or anything like that. That costs £1.68, so a super cheap start to the whole thing. The next thing I got, if I can find it, was, wait for it, he can't find it. Yes he can, okay, a little compact folding gas stove in a nice little plastic box. It all comes out, and what you can do is you just turn it around till all the things are at place, flick the little feet out. It all just screws onto the top of your gas canister. I'm going to pull that little, so there is a way to adjust the flow of the gas that's coming through it, and I also really like there's an igniter as well to be able to ignite the gas. So I'm not going to light it just yet, but I am just going to quickly screw it on if I can. There we go. So I don't want it on. There we go. Turn it off. So fantastic little gas stove. Folds up nice and compact. This could, I mean, obviously I've got a massive canister at the minute, but you could use a much smaller canister. The price of this one, £6.79. Is it going to be any good? What's it going to burn like? We'll soon find out, won't we? So, gas stove. I then got, because I always think, what if it falls over? I purchased this, so it folds up. Well, why that one's not folded up? So it folds up to a nice neat little triangle. It all folds out. It can just click into place. And what should happen is this pot stand, this gas canister stand, it should just sit on here nicely, although I notice that it's not quite the right size. I wonder if I just have to force it on. Well, yeah, it's on. That ain't coming off. And the good thing is that provides a lot more stability, so whatever surface you're on, you're not particularly worried about it falling over. That was, oh no, look, all my prices have all started to smudge. £3.48. I'm sure those of you who are keeping a running total. I then bought, we haven't got to the main thing yet, we need to get to that in a second. I then thought, right, okay, so we've got the stove, got something to sit on. You know what I'm like for forgetting stuff, so a little utensil set. This is really cute, all just made out of plastic, and there's the white pieces that are one half and the green pieces that are the other, and they just clip together. So what you should have at the end of it all is, you should have a spoon and a fork and 2 chopsticks. This was £1.08, so really useful. So we've got somewhere to sit, we've got something to cook on, like I've got a stove, we've got some utensils, so if we're cooking we can stir stuff. There's no knife in there, but then I thought probably if you're out and about you may just have brought your a knife or whatever with you, so that if you need to do any chopping up, but you've got a fork and a spoon for eating. And then I saw these cute little things, so little condiment bottles. I've got tomato ketchup that I've just freshly put in that today. It says salad dressing on this one, however it is not salad dressing, it is a barbecue sauce, and you can take the whole lid off if you want. So if you just want to be able to just pour straight out, you can take the whole lid off, or you can take off just the top part of the lid, which just unscrews off, and then you've got like your squeezy bottle type thing. They 88p. But think about the other uses I could use this for. So I could use this for shower gel. Maybe if I could somehow get toothpaste into here. There's all sorts of uses for these. 2 cute little bottles. Quite difficult to get the stuff in because they're small, and they're really good and compact. You know, they're tiny and just chuck loose in the bag. Not even sure I'm going to use them with the thing I'm cooking tonight. Probably won't. But I wanted to show you them because I got them. And then the big one, okay, so the Cook system. There's loads of stuff out there on the internet, Amazon, whatever. Even on the Temu website, you could probably get lost for hours just looking at all the different cook systems. So I just found one that was just fairly generic, fairly bog standard. Again, no idea what the make of this thing is. It was just on Temu, and this was £17.58, the most expensive thing in the whole setup. Let me show you all the bits that are in it, because it's quite cool. So first of all, we've got a spatula, a spoon, and then all the rest of it can just come out the bag. So let's have a look. We've got a lid, another lid, see what that's for in a second. We've got these little serving bowls. There's 3 of those that nest into it, so 3 little serving bowls, which are cool. We've got a little loofah scrubbing brush thing for cleaning it all off later. We've also got this serving spoon, which folds up nicely like a little ladle that just folds away nice and compact. Now all of those were inside this cute little kettle. I might make myself a hot drink on that later on, we'll have to see. That's what the tiny little lid was for the kettle. I don't think it has a whistle on it, just a little plastic cover to protect the inside of your pan so that the spout of the kettle isn't scratching everything. 3 pieces of bubble wrap, again just to protect the base of the pan from the bottom of the kettle. So this was just underneath the kettle. Put that somewhere safe. And then the 2 main bits that you're likely to cook on, we've got a big saucepan with folding out handles, another 3 pieces of bubble wrap to protect the fry pan. Again, just nice and easy. A couple of handles that fold out. In fact, let me take a picky of all of the stuff that we've ended up getting, and then I'll tell you how much everything cost. So we've got a seat pad, we've got a fire stove, so the little gas burner for the top, we've got a stand for it, we've got the utensil set, folding foam seat, folding gas stove, portable gas tank bracket, the knife, fork and spoon, the mini condiments bottles, which I haven't put in the photo, but you get it, and then the actual kit. So altogether, the price of all of that stuff on Temu cost me £31.49. So when we compare what you get with the Trangia to what you get on this setup, this is significantly less cost. You'd obviously have to pay for the gas canister, which you would anyway if you had the gas version of the Trangia, but I think for 30 quid, if you're somebody who's wanting to get into hiking and cooking, and maybe the Trangia at 67 quid on top of, you know, if you're just getting started and you're buying things like a tent and a sleeping bag and a roll-out airbed and like all the other stuff that you're going to end up forking out on, this might be a compromise that you're willing to make early on, and that maybe eventually you think about getting yourself a Trangia anyway. But I'm going to get cooking. I'm really, really hungry now. It's late evening. What time are we on? 7:30. Okay. So we're drawing towards the end of the day. I am tired. I've had a busy day. And I need to get my rest because I'm going for a massive hike tomorrow, which if you do watch next week's video, you'll be able to see. I'm going to get cooking. And what I'm going to make, I've just gone proper lazy today. So this isn't a cooking video. This is proper lazy. We've got some Ben's original katsu curry inspired flavour rice, so that's going to be dead easy to cook. And with that, even lazier, a tin of chicken katsu curry. This is probably way more food than I need to have today, but let's see how I get on. But I'm going to get this cooked up. We're going to see first of all if this is a nice, cheapish, easy way to make a dish. But we're also going to see how the Cook Set fares. Let's have a look. Okay, let's light this one up. Hang on. Don't flick that stand out. Oh, that one. Let's get them out. There we go. And on full intensity, that's pretty hot. I can turn it right down really. What I'm quite glad about is the tin of curry has a ring pull. I think I'm going to use the fry pan for the rice, for the curry. Because then I can save the saucepan, can't I, for the rice. The base is very, very steady. Even though I've got it on a fairly low setting, it's coming up to a bubble very, very quick in the middle. Even though it's bubbling away in the middle, it's not really cooked through yet. I'll give it time. I thought I was going to be really clever then by using the lid to maintain some of the heat in this. However, I need the lid on the rice. It's going to be interesting to see how the surface holds up. Right, curry's hot. Let's take that off. The pan of rice wants about 30 mils of water in. That'll evaporate in no time. We'll get that in with the rice. That water's pretty much disappeared instantly. We'll get plenty in. heat up. Maybe put in a bit too much water, so I'm just gonna evaporate that off. Curry's there ready to go. Good man. Now the only thing I noticed, just like with other gas burners, is it's super intense in the middle. So it's quite, I can't really show you, but it's super burning in the middle. So that's going to be a bit of a scrub-a-dub job with the loofah. Right, I'm happy enough with that. So just to make sure I mucky up and use everything, let's use my little ladle and my little bowl. So let's have a ladle full of rice. And a ladle of the curry. To be fair, it's quite a nice looking portion, isn't it? Okay. Time to use my fork and my little bowl. It's way too small. I mean, to be fair, the curry is probably a two-person portion, but I haven't even scratched the surface of what was in there. But oh, do you know what? That's particularly lovely. Very lazy though, innit? Packet of katsu rice, tin of katsu curry. Oh, so there we have it. Ignore this. This is just my dinner, isn't it? So my Temu setup for, I think I said £31.79. What I haven't discovered yet is how easy they are to clean. I will find that out when I finally eat in the dish. Maybe I'll stick it in the description or something like that. But like I've noticed at the minute, and this goes kind of across the board. Maybe this says a lot about me as a cook. And I know that people will say, "Oh, you haven't, is it tempered? You haven't tempered the pan and all that sort of stuff." I know. But the heat that you get, that intense, direct burn into the middle of the pan, it does just make that central spot super hot, so everything burns on there, and then the rest of the stuff doesn't really get it. I mean, maybe that's one of the advantages over a spirit burner, like that a spirit burner has over the gas burner, because the spirit burner is kind of chucking its heat all over the place just in the nature of the flames and stuff moving around, so you get a lot more heat on a lot of the base at the same time. But I think it's a pretty good little setup. There you go. A cheap Temu setup for those who are looking for a cheaper option. And I have no idea about the morals and stuff of a company like Temu. I'm sure we might find out further down the line that there's a reason everything's super cheap. But who knows? What I do know is I'm going to sit and enjoy my dinner. See you in the next one.